All right, so one of the many techniques that is done in Jiu-Jitsu is the triangle choke, but there's so many different variations, and most people often ignore the fact that you can not only do it from the front end, because normally the triangle is done the traditional way, which is here, locking the head, and then finishing the triangle choke like so, all right? But instead, we're gonna do it a different way to where you're actually behind your opponent and the lock is gonna be in front. Now, what I mean by that, here's the best way to start it. So, I'm gonna be with my opponent in side control, all right? Now, keep in mind, this does work on virtually every body type, and if your opponent is a little bit more wider, then there are gonna have to be some adjustments that you can make on the fly. So, that being said, so when I go, I'm gonna isolate this arm right here, and I'm gonna push, so then that way, right here, I'm pinning my opponent's arm to the floor. Now, what I'm gonna do next is this. With my arm that's underneath his neck, I am gonna go underneath and then try to dig my hand right onto the opposite side armpit. Now notice how he's turning right now. All right, but right here, I'm putting my hand just like so, right into the crook of his armpit. Now right here, I'm gonna start moving and moving and moving. I'm moving my legs to the point where I can be close to his head and his arms are like this. Now it's not gonna be like this forever. What I have to do next is this. I step over that arm that I'm isolating, but now I let go right here, and now my legs are gonna do all of the work. Now, in most cases, people will try to drop down, but now notice with my opponent that he's a bit more on the larger side. That being said, it's gonna be difficult if I do this instead of trying to make the adjustments on the fly. But the adjustment that I can make instead, because I'm rolling with a larger opponent right here, let's just say my opponent, he goes and he starts to roll this way, because naturally people just want to get to their knees in order to avoid this situation. But now, when I'm right here, I'm going to use this opportunity to move, and then that way I have his neck right here and I have his head. Now all I need to do is when I'm moving to my right side, I go here, I grab my shin, and then I'm pulling it across here. Now, if you want to make your adjustments, you can go here, put the foot on the hip, and then finish the triangle choke the exact same way you would if it was the traditional way. Right here, I go and squeeze, I pull on the arm, and I get the finish. All right? So, I'm going to speed run that just real quickly. So, from right here, we're going to go. Isolate the arm, pin it. Now, with this arm, you're gonna go, move, move, and move. You move your legs along with your body, and then isolate that arm by the armpit. Now, right here, I step over, and again, if you're rolling with a larger opponent, he starts to move. You make your adjustments here, sorry. And then, I go, lock, and squeeze.